Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the Halloween special reading for my collective. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started. All right, the decks that I am using the Halloween Oracle right now. So I've already pre-pulled some cards because I actually had to re-record the reading. So we're starting back over, all right? So let's jump right into the reading. We have Owl, White Scene, Wise Action, okay? What I'm getting for that card is that the owl sees everything. Um, he sees even in the dark. So I'm getting that you need to be, I feel like you need to be more aware of your surroundings, more aware of the people that are around you. I'm kind of getting like chess moves with that. But we'll go a little deeper into that. It says owls have for thousands of years been part of folklore and have been considered a special or sacred animal. With their huge forward-facing eyes and otherworldly appearance, they have been seen as both wise and as harbingers of the supernatural. There are many hundred of species of owls, and almost all are nocturnal and carnivores. Interestingly, they all have specially designed feathers that enable them to fly silently at night, giving them an incredible hunting advantage, sort of like having a stealth mode. All right, so we're gonna talk about that in a second. But many deities were said to be able to change into owls, and perhaps the most famous was the Greek goddess Athena, who was famous of her strategy and intelligence. To this very day, the capital city of Greece, Athens, has Athena's owl as a symbol. Should the hooting owl come looking for you this Halloween, it indicates the need for wise counsel or further information before you make a decision. Consider action is warranted. Think before you act emotionally and ensure you think strategically and not impulsively. Exactly. So that's kind of what I was getting with the owl. Wise scene, wise action. Don't make any any sudden moves. Don't act impulsively. Don't react off of emotions. More so think before you do. Also just kind of like pay attention to your surroundings. I keep getting chess moves. Chess is a strategic strategy game. Okay. And it's all about logic. And I feel like with the owl, it's all about, being logical about the moves that you make, and just being observant of the people around you and the situations around you. Because, of course, you're going to start, people are going to start revealing themselves, and the truth is going to start revealing itself soon during this time. If it hasn't already come to surface, it will soon. And you guys need to think more so logically than emotionally, is what it's saying. Don't think emotionally, okay? Then we have the forgiveness card, all right? I've been seeing forgiveness in a lot of my zodiac readings lately. Specifically for my cancers, I've been seeing forgiveness. It talks about reducing a burden, okay? When you hold on to certain hostilities and things like that, you are creating blockages for yourself because those become burdens, okay? I feel like release that burden by forgiving someone. Not saying that you'll forget what this person did to you, or what, what whoever you're forgiving the situation for. Not saying that you will forget about what they've done, but I'm getting forgiveness. I feel like, and I'm gonna give you a synopsis of this whole energy in just a second of what I'm getting, but I'm just getting forgive them for yourself and um not for them, because this is so that you're able to move forward and you're able to remove any blockages that are in your way, okay? So a wrong is done, consequences you cannot deny, but to hold a grudge is to drink poison and think that the other person will die. Being a cold season festival, Halloween is the perfect time to pause and think about how things actually are in our lives and what heavy burdens we do not wish to carry through these harder, leaner times. Some of these heavy hardness may relate to old relationships or grievances. Some may relate to negative feelings we hold on to tightly with others, and even a lack of compassion for the mistakes we have made ourselves. It is said that it takes a big person to apologize, but in many ways it takes an even bigger person to forgive. When we hold grudges, the negative energy is incredibly toxic. It is like drinking a poison and expecting the other unforgiven person to die. While we may even harbor feelings of revenge, and to be honest, that does not feel good for a while. It is important that we move those feelings along to forgiveness and release as soon as possible for our own health and our own well-being. If you have chosen this card, think about who it is that you could be forgiving, and that includes yourself. Okay, so pretty much what I was saying. When you carry on that burden, you create blockages for yourself, which is like, of course, like the book said, you're drinking poison and you're expecting this person to kind of die, but this person isn't. It's killing you daily because it's creating these blockages for you where you can't move forward. I really think all of this goes hand in hand. And we, again, like I said, I'm going to cover all of that energy there. But forgiveness, I've been seeing this a lot. Forgiveness. It could be related to a relationship. It could be any type of grievance that you're not forgiving either yourself for or someone else, okay? Now is the time to kind of learn forgiveness. This is going to open up so many doors for you guys when you start to forgive. You're going to see doors open for you in many ways. Again, not saying that you'll ever forget the hurt and the pain that this person or this situation may have caused, but ultimately you are opening doors so that you're able to move further past this situation, okay? Because one day this is going to be a distant memory of your past and you're really not going to give two hoots about it. Two hoots. All right, trying to be funny. Apple, risk and reward. I'm feeling like there is really no reward if you're not taking a risk, okay? Sometimes we have to step out there on faith. Sometimes we have to step out there on faith and hope that things work out for our better interest. I'm sorry, guys. My little baby wants to cry. It's okay. All right. Had to get him a little settled, guys. I apologize for that. Because he is invited in the meeting room for the reading as well. I'm actually going to jump in the third car in just a second. There you go, baby. Yeah. Yeah. That's yummy. What's the matter? Come on, we'll sit up and join in the reading. All right, you can join. All right, so going back into the apple, there is really no reward if you're not taking a risk, okay? So, sweetest icon, risky red desire, poison and freedom, tempting hearts of fire. Apples have been a symbol of Samhain for a very long time. Apples, when cut in half, have a seed pattern that looks like a pentagram. And so the Celts held the fruit to be sacred. Bobbing for apples, a game traditionally played at Halloween, has its origins in the Samhain festival and is one of the oldest associated with the celebration. The traditional way to play is to place 3 or 13 apples into a barrel of water, and the game is to try and bite an apple while it floats and bobs in the water. Hands must not be used, and people often compete with each other, bobbing at the same time. It is believed that Romans brought this custom to Britain, and there are quite a few images recorded through art of this activity in both cultures. It was said that unmarried women who placed the apple they had bobbed under their pillow would dream of their future husband. In Newfoundland and some parts of Ireland, even today, Halloween is called Snap Apple Night. Candy apples, apple on a stick covered in toffee, although not quite as popular now as they once were as Halloween at a Halloween fair, are now making a comeback as a fun and simple treat to prepare on the night. Uh-oh. Okay. Apples have been an iconic part of mythos from ancient times to modern. The story of the poison apple in Snow White is the Roman goddess Pomona's magical apple tree to the Christians tempting fruit in the Garden of Eden. Should you receive this apple in your reading, it's time to look at how risk plays out in your life. Are you hedging your bets and not trying anything new? Do you want to change but are not willing to change anything? Are you willing to risk to get a greater reward? Or alternatively, are you risking too much too often? Okay. So with that, again, like I said, there is no reward without risk. Again, this all goes hand in hand, these three cards. So what I'm going to give you from the synopsis of these three cards. Okay, so I'm feeling like there's going to be a truth revealed to you guys. And it's going to require you to learn forgiveness or to forgive a person or a particular situation. Now, that may take some risk in forgiving or making a change about the whole situation. Maybe this person may want to come back to you. And you feel like even working it out with them is a risk, because some people say when you let a snake bite you, they're growing to be an even bigger snake. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that is the risk that is involved. But there may be an actual reward behind giving someone a second chance, is what I'm getting from this. So I'm getting, look at all the facts, get all of the information with the owl, wise scene, wise action. From there, you can make your decision and your choices. If you feel that this person has wronged you and did you wrong, then this is when forgiveness will step into play. You will need to learn forgiveness. And from forgiveness, you will need to take a bite of the apple and risk whether it's poisonous or not, and be rewarded, is what I'm getting. I hope that made sense, what I just said. I hope that kind of just went in together, because that's the whole basic synopsis of what I got of this energy with these three cards, okay? Now, we are going to jump into, I kind of want to jump into the shadow work, because this is the dark side of yourself, guys. And this is the things that we need to work on during this time, okay? These are the things that we need to, and again, with the shadow side of ourselves, it's not always pretty. The shadow parts of ourselves is not a pretty sight. It's not going to be a beautiful journey. It's not going to be roses. It's not going to be a garden of roses, excuse me. It's going to be kind of scary, and it's going to be very dark, because that's the ego side of us, and those are parts of us that we need to learn to harness a little bit differently. Not get rid of, but just harness them differently. I say embrace your flaws. So this is a time to embrace your flaws, guys. So what I'm doing is I'm actually going to start shuffling these cards so we can actually get into what shadow work we need to do. Again, these are flaws. Embrace your flaws. Don't cancel them out because they're flaws. All of us have flaws. That's who makes you who you are. It's all about learning how to harness the energy a little bit better, okay? So this is learning more about yourself, okay? Now, I will include links to my Etsy shop as well as my personal website where you can get a personal reading with me. If you want to dig a little deeper on your personal situation and see what it is that you need to do, okay? All right, so the first card we pulled was Forgetting Oneself, okay? Forgetting Oneself. Then we got Fated to Suffer. I know these cards seem dark. And then we got Colorless Angel, all right? And I'm going to tell you the meanings of that and what that is saying with the Dark Oracle, okay? Bear with me one moment. My son is over here grabbing and grappling on things. And he's making his own little tarot reading section. He's actually working in astrology right now, okay? Yeah, I actually enjoy having my son with me. Okay, Forgetting Oneself. So the moon phase is going to be the waxing gibbous. This stage is all about denial, okay? This is the denial stage. All right, so it says time as an eternal present, not fleeting but locked. No progress is no regress either. A naked young man whose curly brown hair are intertwined by a gold and laurel crown, have a golden mask protects his eyes, while the sky around him breaks, ripped to take the shape of a mistletoe branch. The sentence, eating the lotus flower, numbing our identity to go by the sound of a music that is never ours. Going dark. A modern Adonis, an ancient Hermes, a grown-up Cupid, shrined by lure, mirth, and lotus. He is the welcoming allure of the present moment, the warm embrace which numbs everything else, like Bacchus's wet kiss. If you let go of the pressure and the pain, if you let go enough of your identity and the context you live in, then you will just feel better. It is what happens when you fall asleep, when you take refuge in the arms of a loved one, or when you watch a movie slumped ungraciously on a comfy couch. Sometimes, however, it asks for more. It takes more out of you, more of yourself to be forgotten, to feel just a little better. And maybe the twisted idea that you forgot everything, then you will actually really feel better. Forgetting everything, letting everything go. Not just as a moment of rest, but as a jump in the dark. It is like vertigo. You stand on the edge of the precipice, and a little part of you wants to jump, but it is just a moment of rest, a moment of pause, a moment of uncreated selfishness. So what? Let it be and sleep soundly. So I feel like this is all about you being about yourself, being about your own feelings. I've noticed this with, just in general with the energy today with people, is that people, I've seen a lot of posts, even on social media, where people have been posting how everybody is out for themselves. This card is telling you to forget yourself and put others first for once in your life, okay? It's okay to be all about yourself. It's okay to self-love yourself so much, but there is a difference in being selfish and what is the word that I'm looking for? Being selfish and putting yourself first, okay? There is a difference. This card is all about the selfish energy, just being selfish. So during this time, that's what I'm getting about the forgiveness, and even with the listening, the wise owl, wise seeing, make sure that you're listening, because some of you, I'm getting this energy of I don't want to hear it with this one, with the owl. I don't want to hear it. Like when this person comes up to you and wants to tell their truths, it's probably like, I don't want to hear it. I'm really fed up with hearing it. And you're at the point of non-forgiveness. You don't even want to forgive this person because you really just feel like you're done with it. But I feel like it's a reward in taking that risk and actually being selfless and listening to this person and their truth, because something is going to be revealed that is going to make you feel a lot better, where it's going to make you be more able to forgive, if that makes sense, or easier to forgive. I hope that's making sense. Okay, so then we're going to move into Fated to Suffer. This is so funny because there is Snow White and the witch with the apple, the poisonous apple, and we got the apple in the reading. These are two different decks, by the way, guys, okay? This deck that I am using now for the shadow work is the Dark Mirror, okay? I wanted you to see that deck so some of you guys will know if you are interested in actually purchasing the Dark Mirror or doing Dark Mirror readings yourself. My son is rolling over on everything. He is just having him a ball right now. Okay, so we are going into, now this is all about the risk. The Fated to Suffer is all about taking that risk. I'm going to tell you why. Because this apple may not even be poisonous, guys. This apple here may not even be poisonous. Understand? It's just a risk. You take a risk of biting into an apple not knowing if it's poisonous or not. But the thing about it is it could be a great reward out of that, out of taking that risk, just taking that risk, doing something different that you probably initially didn't see yourself doing before. My son is kicking all of my tarot cards over. He is just having himself a ball right now. He is having so much fun. Okay. So let's jump right in. Fated to Suffer is all about depression. There is a reason that there is depression there, guys, okay? I feel like for some of you, holding on to this burden of not forgiving the person that hurt you is bringing on that state of depression. Once you reduce that burden and learn to forgive, this state of depression is going to lift for you. Some of you are in a depressive state right now. And with the weather changing, I can understand that because it does bring on a depressing energy for some people. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that depression will lift if you learn to forgive, because then it's going to open up other doors that are going to be rewarding for you, okay? So, Fated to Suffer is, the moon phase is the waxing gibbous, and the stage is depression. Feeling confined into a script, forced by other and never really fought, heading towards a destination of pain. In the confines of a foggy forest, a misshaped woman hands a green and red apple to a younger woman with red lips dressed as a servant. If you know the future, you forsake your choices. Only with no fate Life is free to unfold into unknown shores. Going dark. What does it matter, pumpkin? Here. Let mommy finish the reading, okay? Once upon a time, we believed in fairy tales. There was a voice of common sense, the educational tool which prepared us to duty, danger, and morals. Some things we would never accept if they were told by a single voice. So the world arranges us to hear them with 1,000 voices, 1,000,000 voices. It's about what you can do and what you can't do. What are your worth? What are you worth? What can you aspire to do? It's about what you like, what you want, what you hold dear. It creates a script which becomes as strong as all the voices that believe the script combined. So much that you cannot see another path. Are you truly seeing Snow White in the card? Is this story truly the only one that this image can tell? What if the apple is not poisoned? What if the witch is not evil? Is that the same at what you looking in your life? Is it truly what you think it is? Or are there any other options? Is the opinion of others honestly better than ours? Even if there are many, we are only one. Are you fated to suffer? It is not that there is no suffering in the world. The point is there is no fate. Okay, so what I'm getting from this card is, okay, so do you know the full truth about the situation? Whatever the situation is, that's why I say all these cards are just going in together. And I'm loving this because it's creating a storyline for me. Okay, so there is a truth that is going to be revealed that you don't have all the information on, right? Okay, so you have many opinions and many thoughts of what that storyline could be or what could have happened that this person did to hurt you. On why you need to forgive them. You know what I'm saying? So there could have been many storylines. There could have been many situations or many ways that this story could have played out. You may think that you know the full truth when you really don't know the full truth. There could be some things that you're missing. You may have tried to put the storyline together like pieces to a puzzle, but I'm feeling like you don't have all the information. And before you can make a concrete, it's just like a judge in a court. Before they can make a concrete decision on anything, they have to have all the evidence and all the facts and information. And that's what you need in order to move forward. So you may be angry at this person and feel like this person hurt you, but in reality, this person may have not meant to hurt you. And now it's time that you have to open your heart and learn to forgive this person because, again, what if this apple isn't really poisonous? What if this isn't really Snow White on the card? What if this is not an evil witch that's handing her the apple? It is all a bunch of what ifs is what I'm getting. Like your storyline may be a lot of what ifs. Like, okay, yeah, say for instance, I'm just giving you an example of what the storyline for your situation could be. Say for instance, you caught your boyfriend or your girlfriend with someone else at the movies and they weren't answering your calls. And when you seen them or when somebody else seen them, say for instance, it could have been somebody else that seen them and delivered the information to you. The way that you're taking it in is that they're cheating on you. Maybe they weren't cheating on you. Maybe this person was a cousin. Maybe this person was a family member. Maybe this person was a longtime friend that just came in town. And now you have, and again, I keep hearing that. I don't want to hear it. It's like maybe you shut your person out before they could really tell their side of the story. Maybe you was just like, I don't want to hear it because I know it's going to be a bunch of lies that you're going to tell. So I just don't want to hear it. And maybe you shut your person out where they couldn't really fully tell you the story and give you the information or the backline of what was going on so that you can make your decision. You just made your decision impulsively, and this is what the owl is talking about. You made your decision impulsively without having all the facts or all the information. You were just getting bits and pieces, and you tried to put together your own storyline, which created this whatever it is, this separation, this where you guys are not talking. I'm just assuming you guys are not talking, just looking at the cards that I'm looking at right now, just getting a feel of the energy now. Maybe you guys aren't talking. Maybe you guys haven't communicated since the incident because you keep shutting your person out and your person just finally just decided to give up. But your person, I feel like with the retrograde, of course, your person may have come back around and now they're telling you it's a time to listen, okay? So moving forward, moving into the colorless angel, okay? and then we'll get a good synopsis on those 3 cards, and we'll be able to understand a little bit more of what the energy is surrounding you. Okay, so this is another denial card. So you got 2 denial cards. There's something you're in denial about right now. It may be the story. It may be, you may be in denial about the facts. You may be in denial about the information that you've received, or you may be in denial about what your person is trying to communicate with you and tell you. But we're going to know a little more. So this is the stage of denial. We're talking about the first quarter moon phase. It is better not to feel rather than feeling pain. A dark horse prances proudly in the background, unnoticed by a man kneeling upon a pond. He wears a crown of myrrh, his face expressionless. Behind him, wings of smoke and bones grow or disappear. Apathy is the crowned king of nothingness and the shining queen of whatever. Going dark, okay? We can be Sephrid, the dragon-slaying hero, but not when he slays the dragon, nor when he is betrayed and dies, and when he is simply doing nothing. We can be Michael, the archangel, while he waits bored and motionless, and Saint George, surprised in a moment of stillness and nothingness. All the strong rivers can become a swamp when they reach the plains, and the most yummy food can become gummy after a couple of hours of unattended on a table. There is a lot of darkness when we make the habit of going gray. We numb our senses with a fog of delays, and then we just get indifferent to the fog herself. I'm here, we whisper, and if by a very tiny chance someone notices and replies and asks who's there, we become shy and we stay silent a little more. You cannot be saved unless you face the dragon, and the dragon hurts. Of course it does. Okay. All right, so I'm getting everything off of this reading now. All right, with that 3rd card, that brought a lot into perspective. Okay, so some of you are trying to avoid this person or this situation, or avoid even talking about this situation. So you and your person or whoever may not be talking right now, okay? Because, again, I keep hearing with the owl showing up and forgetting oneself, I keep hearing, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Like you keep shutting someone out. So what I'm feeling like is you're trying to avoid the situation. You're trying to avoid the conversation. You're trying to avoid just maybe even forgiving this person. You're trying to avoid the whole situation altogether so that because you feel like maybe if you avoid it, you'll feel nothing. But this person has been betrayed. So being betrayed goes in with this forgiveness card as well. Okay. I just want to connect these, but, you guys feel betrayed by your person, and you may, if you really start to, open up and stop avoiding the situation, you may start to find out the real truths about it and realize that it was really nothing for you to be, like shutting out for. Maybe I shouldn't have shut out. And then that's where all of this forgiveness and this understanding is going to come in, is when you start realizing, or when you get the real truth and the real facts of the situation. But excuse me, but some of you really do feel betrayed about a situation or from a person, and you are really trying to avoid it because you want to avoid the hurt. That's only a stage of denial, and Spirit is telling you, you need to release that. You need to move away from that stage of denial, because you're only hindering yourself. You're only hindering yourself, and you're creating blockages for yourself by doing that. Get out of that stage of denial that you're in and realize that, yes, the betrayal does hurt, but trying to find out the truth is more important, so that you have like a complete and full understanding of what happened. Because again, what you think may have happened may have not been what actually happened. And that's the thing about opening up and listening. I feel like you guys are going to end up having to, or you will end up forgiving someone for something that they did once you decide to open up and stop trying to close off to those emotions, is what I'm getting. Be more observant. Be the owl, wise seeing. Pay attention to things. I say again, play chess. You know what I'm saying? Be observant. Listen to what everyone is saying and pay attention to their actions as well. You know what I'm saying? How are they moving differently? Are they doing things differently? Pay attention to those things. And only from then, when you have full concrete evidence and facts, should you actually react and make a decision off of that. Otherwise, you're just reacting impulsively. And I feel like that's what this energy is. Like, a lot of you have been acting impulsively instead of really looking at the facts of the situation and getting the full storyline, so that then you can make a solid, concrete, decision or choice. Again, it's going to take some risk, and maybe that risk is opening up and allowing this person to speak their truth. Maybe that is the risk, but there is no reward in not taking a risk. So I feel like once you open up to this person and allow this person to tell you the truth, I don't know why I'm feeling like it's a person, but I just am, that I feel like you got betrayed by. But I'm feeling like if it's a person that you feel like you got betrayed by, I'm feeling like once you open up and let them speak their truth, there is going to be a reward in finding out the truth. You're going to feel so much more relief, and that phase of denial is going to leave. But you have to be willing to open up and take that risk first, guys, okay? Yeah, that's all I got for this Halloween special. Yes, that was good and informative, and it actually connected to me, believe it or not. I actually took some advice for myself. So yeah, guys, I hope that this reading resonated. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you. Hit that subscribe button. If this reading resonated with you, like and share. Leave your feedback. I would love to hear it. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.